Hi everyone. Today's video is going to be a little different from the usual Q-Learning survey updates. We did have a scheduled meeting today, but almost nobody came. Hamna sent an update. Logan said he will send one by the end of the day. Divya said she will synchronize with Hamna this week, and help is currently missing in action. So instead of forcing a normal technical update, I want to use today's video as a more reflective one. What are we actually trying to build? Today we were supposed to have a regular Q&A survey meeting, but it was basically a quiet meeting. This happens. It is a volunteer research group. People are in different time zones and everyone has different school, work, and life commitments. Hamna still sent an update. Logan said he will send one later today. Divya plans to join Hamna this week on Atari benchmark site, so the project is not dead. It just did not show up as a normal synchronous meeting today. That is why I want to talk about something bigger. How do we build a research community that can survive quiet weeks? I think this is an important lesson for any community-based research project. A formal lab can rely on fixed schedules, assigned responsibilities, and institutional structure. A volunteer research group does not move like that. People may miss meetings because of time zones, jobs, school deadlines, family plans, or simply because life happens. So the real question is not whether every meeting has perfect attendance. The real question is whether the project has enough structure to keep moving asynchronously. Can people send updates in chat? Can notes become shared artifacts? Can someone miss 2 weeks and still rejoin without losing context? If the answer is yes, then one quiet meeting is not a failure. It is just part of the system. The Curling survey is our current concrete project, but I do not think the mission ends there. The deeper mission is to build a pathway from learning to research. Many people consume AI content. They watch videos, read posts, maybe take some courses, but going from I understand a topic to I can participate in a research workflow is a big jump. This community is trying to make that jump more visible. We start by learning, we read papers, we discuss methods, make slides, and then we contribute to a survey section or benchmark analysis. Eventually, students can understand what real research work looks like: synthesis, verification, writing, comparison, and revision. That pathway is more important than any single meeting. This is also why I care so much about teaching and communication. Research impact is not only about discovering new ideas, it is also about making difficult ideas understandable to others. Feynman is a very good example. Of course, we know he was a great physicist, but many people remember him not only for physics results, but also how he explains things. He was also famous for philosophy stuff, and he became a symbol of clear scientific communication. That matters because explanation creates access. When ideas become understandable, more people can enter the field. Some of these people eventually become contributors themselves. In our small context, I want this group to do something similar for reinforcement learning and AI research. Not just read papers, but turn them into maps, lessons, discussions, and reusable learning material. Now, the community-based approach is always the foundation. It gives us open discussion, flexible participation, paper readings, slides, notes, shared projects, and a relatively low-pressure learning environment. That's valuable. It lets people enter without need to already be experts. But it also has weakness. Attendance can be inconsistent, contribution pace can vary, coordination is difficult, newcomers may not know where to start, and without some stable structure, the group can depend too much on a few people pushing everything forward. So I do not want to abandon the community model. I want to ask how we can support it better. And this is where product lines came in. The goal is not to replace the community with products. I do not want the whole thing to become just a pet course or a commercial project. The goal is to let structured products complement the community. The community is good for exploration, discussion, collaboration, and research projects. Products are good for structured learning paths, onboarding, reusable materials, and long-term sustainability. If someone is new, a course can give them a clearer starting point. After that, the community gives them the place to keep learning, ask questions, and maybe contribute to a project. So products can become the entry ramp where the community remains the main space for growth. Now, I'm thinking about two possible product lines. The first is an IL learning course. This is the most natural one because we already have existing IR materials, Q-learning lectures, coding practice, paper reading, diagrams, and the survey project itself. The goal would be to help learners build a more systematic IR foundation instead of learning from scattered materials. The second product line could be another AI or research related course. It does not have to be IL, it could be LLM or reg system, paper reading skills, academic writing, research workflow, or project based machine learning. The idea is to create another structured pathway beyond RL based on what people actually need and what we can teach well. The small practical goal is to test whether this can reach small scale profitability before the end of the year. And the long-term vision is a loop. Courses help new learners enter the field. Some of these learners join the community. The community helps them keep growing from discussion and collaboration, and some people then participate in research projects. And this project can produce slides, notes, benchmark analysis, survey sections, code, and research maps. Then those outputs become reusable materials that improve future courses. So the courses and community should reinforce each other. They should not compete. If this loop works, the project becomes more sustainable. Learning creates community, community creates research, and research creates better learning materials. And later this week, I expect more formal technical updates from Hamnet and Logan. Hamnet's update will likely continue the benchmark analysis direction, especially around Atari coverage and protocol metadata. Logan's update should help the continuous control branch as usual. This weekend, I can record a more standard project update based on those technical updates, but today's video is intentionally more philosophical. A quiet meeting is not the end of project, it is a moment to ask what structure we need, what mission we are serving, and how this can become more sustainable. For me, the answer is very clear. We are not just trying to finish one survey, we are trying to build a pathway from learning to research. Thank you, everyone. That's all for today.